Hello everybody, welcome to the very first kind of commission to read a book. If you don't know, I have a Ko-fi page and you can make me read books. So this is the very first like fully commissioned one. Sorry, my camera does not want to focus on my face. There we, I don't know. But we are going to read Tales from the Gas Station by Jack Townsend, which apparently is from a creepypasta. I don't really know anything about creepypasta. I know the name. I think I've seen snippets of things on like Tumblr when I used to really be on Tumblr. I don't remember the last time I was on Tumblr, to be honest, which is funny considering how much I used to be on it, but that's not the point. Anyway, so this is a horror. It's also listed as humor, but I don't really read horror at all. But we're gonna read this one because we were paid to read it. You can make me do that as well. So because I'm reading it on Kindle, this is what the back of the book actually is. If you don't know what this book is, I certainly didn't before I was commissioned to read it. Here's the summary. Working at a dead-end retail job in the middle of nowhere can be hard. The long hours, the helpless customers, the enormous eldritch horror living deep below the building. As the only full-time employee at the 24-hour gas station at the edge of town, Jack has pretty much seen it all. But when he decides to start an online journal documenting the bizarre day-to-day occurrences, he unwittingly attracts the attention of much more than just a few conspiracy theorists. With the body count steadily on the rise and a dark ancient force infecting the dreams of everyone around him, Jack will do everything in his power to stay out of the way and mind his own business. After all, he's just a gas station clerk. It's not like he's getting paid enough to wage battle against the nightmarish aberrations plaguing his community. Besides, he already has his hands full attempting to manage all those mysterious lawn gnomes, the mutant raccoons, and the charming phantom cowboy who lives in the bathroom. So this is volume 1. There's actually apparently several volumes. How many volumes are there? There are 4 volumes, it appears, that are currently out. This was published in 2018. It's also an indie book, so that's fun. But yeah, we're going to start that. I'm gonna get through like the first 50 pages and tell you my thoughts as we read through. Yeah, let's do it. You ready to do it? You ready to read a book? Okay. Okay, a lot's happened since then, since I last updated you guys. I have only been able to read 42 pages of this book so far, just between other things. I am enjoying it. I really like the prose style. It's very humorous. It feels very Douglas Adams and very Taika Waititi-esque kind of humor that I appreciate. I do think our main character, I think he's a little bit conceited, like just in the way that he interacts with the doctor he's talking to, and they talk about metagaming, which is a term I'd never heard before, and I'm like, oh, that's relatable. But just in that interaction, it makes him feel a little bit haughty. And then I want it to be more horrific. Like, I was expecting a lot creepier right off the bat, just because of what my background knowledge of what creepypasta is. I might be thinking of something completely different. But like, you get these incidents and you don't really actually see anything weird. You kind of like assume things, so it's making you assume creepy things are happening without knowing what it actually is. So that's just the initial reaction so far. I am enjoying it. I think it's a fun read, but I don't have any more time today to read more, so to the next jump in reading. Continuing, obviously this whole vlog is just this. I don't know why I do this stuff. Anyway, we're continuing. I read a little bit more yesterday. I'm on page 75. I am enjoying it. It's still kind of scraping the surface for me of what I want, but I'm hoping as we get further we'll get more in depth. You know, I know this was originally a blog, but I've never seen the blog, so I don't know if these are just taken straight from the blog and put as chapters, or if there was stuff edited to this. Someone will have to tell me that because I don't know the actual blog that it was pulled from. So we're gonna continue because my spinner wheel just told me read another 50 pages. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we have read another 52-ish pages. We're on page 127 now. We are on chapter 11. And it's still fun. It's still weird. It's very strange, kind of surreal. A little bit Black Mirror, a little bit Twilight Zone, but not as dark. It's like lighthearted, so it's very much more Hitchhiker's Guide style of absurdity. Sorry, the battery died. The weird part is just the organization of this book, because I don't know how this is actually going to wrap up in the end. Sort of, I like, normally I can predict how things will go in a lot of books, and that's fine. But I'm not sure how this is working just based on the organization of this book. With like a few chapters relating to one story, and then we're kind of into another one. So I'm not sure if they're all actually connected other than just being at this gas station and involving our character Jack. I'm not entirely 100% certain about it. So, I mean, right now we're at least, I don't want to say 4, but we're getting to a 4 to 4 stars. I mean, 3 stars is usually like, it was fine, but nothing spectacular. I would say this is between that. This is probably right now a 3.5. I'm only 41% in, so that easily could change and fluctuate. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's left me with, so far, as I've set it down again, I'm just constantly questioning things, and I kind of wish there was more of, I don't know. I mean, this last chapter had some really weird stuff, and that was very fun to witness, but I don't know. It's such a weird way to explain, because I don't hate anything. There's nothing objectively horrible about it. I really do like the writing style, but it's not quite like making me want to read more right now, or I must finish it kind of thing. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. Cool. Hello again. Oh, going up. Going up. So we've been done with work, and I did not a couple other things. I mean, sort of. I just finished making or finalizing the paperback of Rise of the Astronom. This is my proof copy. It had 2 little mistakey thingies in it, and I just fixed them. And now it's submitted, and that is a mini goal completed. We now have all of the pieces of Ashport are now published. It's still pending approval, but it's done. And I can order copies of that. So if you want the prequel novellas, sort of short stories, they're in here, plus the first 2 chapters of Search for the Phoenix are in this. So if you've never even read Search for the Phoenix, you can just read these little shorts and then dive into it and see if the actual story is something up your alley. Okay, so I didn't get much further because my Kindle ended up dying. It's charging now. So it's, oh my god. Instead, I started working on a video for Friday, because I haven't done an actual proper video. But we started on that. It's 9:45. I am again so exhausted. This sickness is kicking my butt right now. So we're gonna go to bed and see how well we feel. We may or may not go into work tomorrow. I kind of have some very important things to do at the office. There's a meeting, there's some stuff with our computers, but I'm also like, I really don't want to get anyone else sick, and I don't rightly know if I'm not contagious anymore. So, because some people say 24 hours on meds, others say 48, and I would prefer not to infect everyone with strep. Because it's no fun based on my current experience. I'm also like still fairly dizzy, and that's not fun to drive with. And technically, Thursdays and Fridays are my official work from home days, but I've been sick, so I've been at home all week this week. So I don't know. You don't care about that. You care about the book. That's what you guys are here for. I am still enjoying it. I'm trying to figure out this scene. I was told this is a scene that I have to react to, which is when Gas Station Jack and friend meet with Officer O'Brien, and the scene leading up to the dinner meeting. And I'm like, I don't think I've gotten there yet, but I'm like trying to figure out what's happening here. So just know, it's on my mind. It's written down as I read through it, but I didn't get much further than that. I think I'm on chapter 13, and that's when my Kindle died. So super fun. That's why I don't really read on Kindle very much. You know what doesn't die? A physical copy. Physical copies are not dependent on battery life. One of the many reasons why I'm not a fan of ebooks. So there you go. Cool. I'm going to bed. I will check in with you again. Hello all, we're on my lunch break right now, and I'm reading, obviously. That's why we're doing the vlog. She's also reading. She was actually literally just down, because I have it on my knee here. I was down staring at it. I will say there's a lot of really fun lines in this. And like one of them being like, this person asked this person a question, and the person responded by getting impaled by a lawn flamingo. Like, it's very fun, kind of topsy-turvy redirection kind of thing. And then this line is really great too, which is, I have a question about the internet. I recently learned that I am somewhat internet famous. You have my condolences. And it's just little things like that that I'm like, yeah, that's fun. That is true. Like, sorry, man, internet famous. It sucks. Not that I would know. I'm not actually internet famous, but like the way that these interactions go between Gas Station Jack and several other characters, just the method of kind of there's a term for this that I can't remember at this moment, but it's a very fun kind. It's not misdirection, but like, I forget the term. Somebody tell me the term in the comments, but you know what I mean? Where it's, you were expecting one thing and it's just completely left field, something else, but it's entertaining. So I will say this is a very entertaining book. Is it lacking of like full plot substance? A little bit. We're halfway through. So we'll see how we still develop. I still don't know what scene I'm supposed to be looking out for. This is so vague. Because he's met Officer O'Brien. Is that Tom? I forgot Tom's last name. But I don't know what this dinner meeting, I don't know. But I don't know. I'm still trying to look it out so that I can properly react. But who knows? Maybe I've already missed whatever it was. That'd be funny. Are you chilling? We chilling down there. You good? Okay, have fun. Hello, we are now done with work today. And I've been done with work a little bit. And we've done some reading. We are now on page 195 of Tales from the Gas Station. Why does it always evade me? I'm still enjoying it. I'm liking this whole Kiefer mystery thing happening. I don't want to spoil it for anybody in case you guys want to read it. It's, oh, I still have my email open. I have so many tabs open. Didn't close that. So anyway, I'm heating up some dinner. And yeah, it's really fun. Again, it's still fun. I have no real changing thoughts. Just that's my progress update. The Kiefer's things is just really funny. And I'm really curious as to like, what's the explanation for this? Are we going to get any? Because that's a recurring theme here, is that there really is no explanation. I love our character getting into the emails, and I'm assuming this is kind of crossing and being a little meta, because I know this was a blog, and you know, crossing over, and it's weird because it's like yes, this character is a self-insert, because the author of this book is the author of the blog, so it's their experience in reading these emails and stuff, like the fan mail that he's getting, and also then incorporating this weird mystery dark god thing. That's just, it's just weird. It's a weird book, but very fun, and I probably would not have read it if this hadn't been commissioned to me. I probably wouldn't even have known about it, because I never read the creepypastas before, and I don't really know anything about creepypasta that much. And I didn't even know where the whole creepypasta name came from until it was explained in this book. So that makes a lot more sense to me. So anyway, we're going to have some dinner. I'm going to edit some video, and we're probably going to stream tonight because I'm anxiously awaiting this one part for my computer so that I can play Phasmophobia. But yeah, that's that one. 5 o'clock is now soon enough, I guess. I was gonna sing the right song and I'm like, no, it is after 5 o'clock now. We are done with work. Woo! We're done and it's time to get reading. My goal tonight is to finish this book because with my TBR, which just released today, it's February 3rd right now, right? Time illusion. So we have the giant TBR, literally 2 of these books. This one, this tiny baby book, and this book are audio. Everybody else is physical, and we have to read 5 other horror books for a readathon / challenge as well from a viewer. And then also I have 2 arcs that I have to read within the next like 2 weeks. So we are prioritizing the arcs first because those need to be done as a promise to the author who gave me those arcs. I need to finish them very quickly. And then I can get on the TBR. I'm like, oh, it is a reading weekend, but we're also doing a writing project this next week of editing 1 short story every single day starting Monday for a week. Also, this is also Nina's fault. Nina's fault for 2 of these things. So we're doing that. And then we have the 72-hour readathon, which is all those horrors. And, you know, February just happens to be the shortest month of the year. So, of course, this is the month we want to be doing. That's fine. All right. But anyway, I forget. We have like a little over 100 pages left of Tales from the Gas Station. I still don't think I've gotten to the scene that was mentioned to me before. We're going to stream, and I am just going to be doing reading sprints for myself tonight. And then when I finish that, I will maybe just move on to the next book or whatever. Who knows? It's up in the air. That's all I can say. Let's get to it. We're on a sprint right now, as you can hear the little background music. Luckily, it's royalty free. So, one of the things that I do like about this is he's, as a reader, he says, I have a terrible habit of jumping from one thought to the next, back and forward through time. And as a reader, it's exhausting how I can't keep a single story on track for very long. I made a resolution to try and work on that. Anyway, here's a story from a long time ago about the hand plants. It's just kind of like, I like that kind of topsy-turvy. This is very also Welcome to Night Vale. That's another good comparison. It also has that kind of like 2010s to 2015 Tumblr random girl kind of humor, which is not my favorite, especially like it's got some dated references for that time. Like there was a Leroy Jenkins, which I mean like at the time, yeah, it makes sense, but that's what makes books not age as well, is when you do a dated reference like that. So there's that fun stuff. I am still enjoying it though. I don't think I've gotten to the scene yet though. Not sure where that's at. Literally, this is 2 seconds after I just filmed there. We immediately have a John Green reference right here. Ended up going on a John Green binge, reading all his stuff, and it's like, yes, okay. I can tell when this was written now. We're finally getting to a big kind of climactic scene. I do enjoy this line though. That's a big old nope sandwich with a side of hell nah slaw. I've never heard anybody continue with the hell nah slaw part. I've heard the nope sandwich bit. Appreciate that line, and apparently 48 other people also appreciated that line. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew. I called this on stream. So there is me, video of me, because Nina has also read this book, and we were talking about the hand plants, and I said my theory about what the hand plants were, and I'm freaking right. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to spoil it for you in case you want to read this book. But I'm right. There's our connection. Got it. Also, we've got the GIF versus GIF comment. So yes, very 2000s. But also we have used the R word in this. Granted, it's not a great character using it, so it's not like saying it's correct, but no one corrects him to not use it. They're just saying, no, he's not. There's a lot of using, I'm reading more and it's using a lot of it. Yeah, they don't correct him at all for using that word, and they should have. Yeah, let's just forget I said that word, okay? No, can't forget that now. So that just made this go down a little bit. Like, it's fine when you use words like that in books, as long as they are then being corrected and shown like, hey, that's not okay. And they don't do that. Not okay. No, not a fan of that part. Okay, so now we've got a Thor Ragnarok mentioned in here. So that's 2017 now. I'm so confused. This is the timeline. This is just someone like me holding on to the past and putting all these references, very dated references into the book. I don't know. Now I'm confused as to the timeline. Okay, I get that this is for like kind of dark humor's sake, but we have an like a very unserious attempt at suicide. Now granted, there is a murder cult in this book, and this is a former member who grabs somebody's gun and tries to unalive himself. Wait, why I censored myself? I've already said the other words. Anyway, but maybe I'll beep them. Not that I make any money. That's usually for demonetization. Anyway, but the gun is out of ammo, I'll say. And I'm not a fan of that humor at all. I don't like joking about that. That's not an okay thing. But I get the people who have that dark sense of humor. So, if you're into that sense of humor, that's fine. But not my favorite moment in this right now. Okay, there's a rabbit in this now, and it's a cute one. So now, it's not even an evil one. I mean, it's owned by the Dark God, but the Dark God's not actually that evil, so yeah, 1 star for the rabbit. Hello, and welcome to the conclusion. We have finished reading it. Literally just put it down. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 3 stars. One of the main issues I have with this is that there is a mention of this girl. We never hear anything about this. I am assuming that this is something that goes on into the later volumes. However, because there's a lack of addressing any of it in this first book, it makes me not want to read the other ones. That's a frustrating thing. As mentioned in some of the other previous points, there's ups, there's downs. There are very funny moments in this. There's definitely an audience for this, obviously. This is a hugely popular thing on the interwebs. I don't think it's entirely for me. The ending wrapped up really quickly. And I was like, that's like, I was doing a sprint and I was like, I have 6 pages left. I have 6 pages left? How was there only 6 pages left? Because they felt like there was a lot more that needed to be talked about in the book. And you're just not, because there's more volumes coming. At the same time, it just didn't feel like everything wrapped up so that, you know, if in case the author never wrote another book or something, there's not enough in it. And I don't feel like there was a full character arc. Like, there was a bunch of revelations done in this, but are never talked about, especially with the therapy stuff and his condition. I wanted more exploration of that. And so the problem with Jack's character is he lets things go so fast that I get that it's part of the satire and part of his, you know, personality of just being lightheartedly dancing through life and, you know, getting to the end of his life kind of thing. But the fact that we don't actually get to spend any time with him contemplating that and having any real character growth that way was a little frustrating. And he's an extremely unreliable narrator, which is a trope that I'm not always a huge fan of. Sometimes it can be done well, but it's not my favorite trope to do. So, you know, that's a personal preference. But I will say, yeah, and then the dated references and just trying to figure out the humor of this book and what generation. I mean, it's definitely written by somebody who's around my age, probably. Yeah, who was around for all of this internet jokes. And that is just an issue I have with some books, that when they reference too much, as soon as a book references Harry Potter, I'm out, to be honest. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Now, granted, this book was published before? I don't remember when the full extent of J.K. Rowling's turfiness came to be, but I'm just so sick of Harry Potter being referenced in everything. You know, I'm tired of that. I did like a lot of the weird things that happened in this, though. Now we get into the horror part at nearing more of the end of the book, so I understood where that is. It's left me with a lot of questions, but not enough motivation to continue the series, I will say. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. But that's my honest opinion of it. It's a book that's not for me. However, I can see how someone else could really, really enjoy this book. I can see them really enjoying the humor. If you also have the same style of humor, if you really like this kind of absurdist, very Hitchhiker's Guide, very Welcome to Night Vale, which those are books that I do enjoy, but I haven't read Hitchhiker's Guide for a long time. Welcome to Night Vale we read last year, and I enjoyed it. But it does fall into that same category of very absurd things that sometimes it's like too much. We need to reflect a little bit. We never kind of get to have those deeper moments, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know anything about the origin of Gas Station Jack. I was not part of that original fandom. I knew the word creepypasta. I didn't really know much about it. I still don't really totally understand it. And I was trying to research the history of this, but it's just, there's so many creepypastas, like Gas Station Jack is not the only one. And multiple creators and stuff. I don't know a ton about it. So for someone who's not within that fandom, I give it 3. If I were in that fandom, I probably would have given this a lot higher score, because then it would have been nostalgic and I would have felt more included in the jokes, because I'm sure there are references here that I don't understand because I wasn't part of that fandom. That's what I feel on that. It's kind of like how I read the Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet, right? I was there for Lizzie Bennet Diaries on the internet. I followed it from day 1 and on. I still follow all the stuff. I still occasionally watch it. And then reading that book, you get all the stuff, you get hints and things. It still can read on its own, but you still get the nods to everything because you watched it. So I was part of that fandom, so I appreciated that book more. And I feel like this falls into that same category, where if you were part of that original stuff, you will like this book a lot more. So, cool. That's all I have to say about it. Thank you very much for commissioning me to read the book. It's definitely a book I probably wouldn't have picked up on my own. I did have fun with it. There are several lines in here that were a delight to read. And then just parts that I didn't enjoy. So cool. If you want to commission me for a book, though, feel free to do so on my Ko-fi page. You can do that. I won't be reading any further commissions until March, though. So if anybody commissions me right now, it's not happening until March, because I have the 5 others that we're doing during the 72-hour readathon, plus this, plus 2 arcs. We've got a lot going on reading-wise right now. So March. If you commission me now, it's going into March. I will say that there. But I appreciate doing that. You can commission me for a lot of other things as well. But reading books is the fun one. And then it gets a whole video dedicated to you. So thank you very much, Julaine, for doing that and commissioning me for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't actually know how well I'm going to be editing this one, because it's all over the place. And I'm not always great at editing reading vlogs, but hope you liked it. I will see you next time. Questions and comments down below, as the usual spiel. You know it. Stick around if you want to and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye. there. Okay, thanks for that. Here we go. You know, 2010s, oh, someone's gonna poop.